Hi everybody, my name is John Drennan. I'm the Assessment Coordinator for Division 1 at Merritt College in Oakland, California. For this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to search CurriQunet for assessments by discipline. Very important feature for us to be able to have the dialogue that's required by our accreditation. That's part of the standard that not only are we going to be doing the assessments and improving our teaching through assessing, but we also need to be sharing those assessments with other people across the campus, with other people in our departments. So in order to do that, we're going to need to be able to find those assessments that we've done within our disciplines and then to share them at department meetings and to discuss our findings and improvements that we've made so that other people can benefit from the things that we've learned. So the discussion is incredibly important for our accreditation and for the whole assessment process. So you can see here that on the left-hand side, I've got a document that was sent to me by Rebecca Bailey. She's been incredibly helpful with us working with CurriQunet. She's a contact person for CurriQunet at GovernNet, and she helps with improvements to the CurriQunet system and also with teaching us how to do different things. She taught me how to search for assessments by discipline, and now I'm going to show you how to do that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get into CurriQunet. Hopefully you have access to CurriQunet. If you don't, you can get access to my handy dandy links doc, and that is something that I've been sending out to the campuses, and you should be able to find your division contact person for getting the access to CurriQunet so that you can do assessments and so that you can do searches for assessments. So once we're in CurriQunet, the first thing I'm going to show you how to do is to find a draft proposal. Say you've started something, you just got it started, and so I get calls on this sometimes. I've started something and I can't find it. I don't know where it is. So we're going to click on CurriQunet, this button up here, and then we're going to select Assessment. And because this My Proposals box is checked, the only things that we see on here are the active and draft proposals that I've done myself as an English instructor. So I've got in here a test proposal, and this is a draft that's in process. That's just a test. And you can see from these goldenrod boxes over here that if I can turn these all green, then I'm going to be able to launch this. That means I'm going to have to go in, I'm going to have to make the changes that are necessary to actually fix this and to launch the proposal, to put my results in there. And if you fill all these goldenrod fields, then you're going to be able to move on to the next one and so on. So that's how you're going to access your draft. So we're going to go back in here, and this time I'm going to select course. Because in order to search by discipline, you need to know what is the abbreviation for your discipline. So I'm going to now click on subject, and since I'm in courses, this is going to show all the different subjects that there are and what are the abbreviations after the subjects. You can see astronomy, ASTR, athletics, ATHL. So if you don't know exactly what the course abbreviation is on your course outlines, then you can find it here. And that's going to allow you to do the discipline search. So very important for you to be able to find that. So once again, you click on course, and then this is going to show up under subject. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to search for an assessment. And for this next stage, you don't want to have My Proposals checked. You're going to uncheck that. Otherwise, you're going to wonder why all of these same proposals keep coming up over and over again, because it's going to limit your search too much. You do, however, want to limit your search by the college that you teach at. Now, organization, proposal type, even though they seem like they would be useful, they aren't working now. This has been reported to CurriQunet that they don't work. Hopefully they will get that fixed at some point, and we'll be able to update this video tutorial and find out how we're going to do it. Maybe it'll make it easier if we can get that fixed. So the next thing we need to work at, as Rebecca says over here, and this is going to be available on the handy dandy links doc, for people who don't want to view this video tutorial over and over again. It'll make it easier for you to do a quick check on it. We're going to check the status. So we can search for active or we can search for draft. Now you might want to search for draft if you're a department chair and you've assigned a certain number of these assessments to faculty in your discipline, and you want to find out whether or not they put up the draft proposals by a certain due date. So you could search for drafts in your department and find out. For this first search, what I want to do is I want to search for the active proposals. So I'm going to go to the options. Now this doesn't seem to have really much of an impact. I could put in department here, and now I'm going to click on search. So you can see that the department didn't really make much of a difference because these are all different departments. These are not the same department. So the next step in this process is the thing that's going to help us to find the assessments that are in our discipline. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to search for English. And I'm going to search for active courses, and let's see what we can find. Okay, so these are all the active assessments that have been done in English. You can take a look at the bottom. You can see that 14 have been done. Not a lot, but we've just moved to CurriQunet, so these are going to be filling in hopefully very soon. As people do more and more assessments, we're going to be finding more results. So we could take a look and see what's in process this semester. So under sort options or under status, we could uncheck active and we could check draft, and we see how many are going to be coming in this semester. So you can see here that we've got 13 that are in process. So we're going to basically double our assessments this semester. Some of them are kind of old. They haven't been looked at in a while. There's some that are spring 19 down here. You can see my test one is down here, spring 19. So why don't we take a look at a different discipline. We could take a look at child development. They're a very active department. They've been doing a lot of assessments. Now this is limiting it to the draft proposals, and then you can see that they've got a number of different drafts that are in process. So why don't we take a look at what they've done in terms of the active courses that they've done. Okay, quite a few, 22. As I said, very active. And they're one of the best departments that are doing a lot of work. So we could take a look at kinesiology. That's another department that's been doing a lot of work. That's KIN, and we could search them for their active courses. Once again, 38. Wow, that's great. So 38 active SLOs that have been worked on in kinesiology, and we could actually take a look at the status and change that to draft to see how many they have coming in. Once again, a lot of draft proposals that are coming in. The titles are not that great here because we don't know when it was done. We don't know which SLO is done in a lot of these. So titles are critical for doing the dialogue, because once you go in there and search for these courses as by discipline, then you're going to want to be able to search a particular course, look at a particular SLO, when it was done. You might want to look at all of the SLO number 3 in kinesiology 74A and see what people have done for that particular SLO, what kind of changes they've made. That would be a very useful way to search. And if these titles aren't done correctly, they aren't filled out properly, it needs to have the course number, the SLO that's done, the semester that's done, and ideally your last name at the end. So the course titles are critical for us to be able to have this cross-campus dialogue or department dialogue that is so important for our accreditation and for our utilizing assessments in a way that really makes the most of them. So this gives you a good idea for how to search CurriQunet for assessments by discipline, and I hope this has been useful to you. Thanks a lot for taking a look.